What's going on, everybody? I'm gonna make it short and sweet. Going over, I just got back from a trip today. Some stuff worked, some stuff didn't. I'm gonna go over what worked real quick. Little 99-cent cutting board. This thing was great. Let's cut everything off the dirt. I bought a, see, I can't find the spoon now, but I bought a little, like, they were on clearance for 99 cents, a little set from Walmart. It was a pair of tongs, a spatula, and a spoon. The tongs absolutely sucked. I'm pretty sure I don't have them because I threw them in the garbage. I found these tongs at a flea market somewhere. I want to say they were like 50 cents a piece. I'm going to assume they're super light. They're aluminum, I'm going to guess. They got a little ring so it'll stay shut, but they're great. You can squeeze them as hard as you want. They'll actually grab stuff. The plastic ones want to flex at the tip, so you can't actually pick anything up. I actually dropped a steak in the fire because I couldn't pick it up and it just flopped right over. But they'll close. So the aluminum tongs are great. I have titanium sporks, spoon sporks, whatever. The UCO, whatever you want to call it, the little plastic ones, they're cheap. They work just fine. I never ended up pulling the titanium stuff out. We use these. So they're great. They're $3.99, $2.99, whatever they are. With those, with the utensils, the grabbers, spoon, spatula, whatever, I got an old eyeglass case from the dollar store for like the little reader glasses or whatever. I take the bottom of everything and stick them in there. Everything fits real nice, real well. I can fit the spoon in also, but my whole cooking set fits in one little neoprene / fake leather eyeglass case, and it stays together and it's really good. This really came in handy. Everything stayed together. It was nice. I buy a lot of stuff cheap if I can. The dollar store paring knives. I cut my steaks with this. I cut my potatoes with this. It works, and you get like a 4-pack for $1 or something. If they're dirty, and they're really dirty, get burnt, melted, whatever, you throw them away. So these are nice also. See exactly. The MSR Pocket Rocket. This thing was, I thought it was going to be so awesome. It was like $10 or something. It fits right over your coffee or your cup. You put your coffee grounds in the bottom. It's got a little mesh, a very fine filtered mesh screen, so no grounds get through. And it's got these cool fins, so it'll fit on any cup. It's really neat, space age. You put the cup on the top, let the water go through, and it filters through. It takes forever. The coffee's cold by the time it filters through. With how much coffee you can put in there, it only wants to do like barely 8 ounces or so. And if you fill this cup up even 1.5 times, it's super weak. So what I ended up doing is ditching that, making cowboy coffee, just putting my grounds right in my cup after it's boiled. Don't boil your grounds. Heat up the water, put the coffee in after it's boiled, stir it up, let it steep for, I don't know, 5 minutes. And then I took just the little filter and I took the grounds out. I poured it through the little filter and got all the grounds out. Really strong, really hot, really good. So these are like $10. So basically for $10 you get this, and it worked out really well. I mean, it's this big, it weighs next to nothing. It's plastic with a little bit of metal, but it works really good. Pans, pots. I think I paid 99 cents for this at like a Goodwill or something. It's got a wood handle. You can probably see it's been over a fire a bit, so it's a little burnt up, but it's super thick. The non-stick still works fairly well. I haven't abused it too bad. I don't know if you can see that. There's some scratches and stuff, but I try not to be too rough on it. The back is, it's been on a lot of fire, so it's black. I mean, if I take my hands, it's dirty, but I love this thing. It's heavy. It was one of the heaviest pans I could find for like $1, and it works really well over fire. This is new. I mean, you can see it's not got a lot of scorch marks. If I use it on a little camping stove, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see like the circles of flame. I can only use about half of it because the other half doesn't even get hot. I put it over a fire a couple times, but I want to say it's like 11 by 11. What, 12 bucks, 14 bucks, something like that. Every 5-ish trips, if I spend 15 bucks every 5-ish trips for a brand new pan that works really well, then I'll do it. We went car camping. I took my son car camping this last time, and the little fire ring didn't have the grate on it, so we were literally cutting up some logs big enough that would fit over the edges of the fire ring and then setting the pan, straddling the pan. So this worked pretty well because it's nice and big, it fit over, you still had plenty of cooking area even with logs or sticks holding it up. It stayed hot. Even over a fire, the heat didn't kill the non-stick, so I mean heck, 15 bucks every 4-ish, 5-ish trips, I'll pay it. Go-to, I use this, the Stanley Cook Cup. Love this thing, love it, love it. I got the little mods, done all that stuff. The only thing I don't like is, for what it is a little bit heavy. I mean, it's go to heck, so you're never going to kill this thing. You can pass it on to your kids' kids, and it's still going to work. There's nothing to go wrong with it. There's two really huge rivets. I don't know if you guys can see in there the heads. There's huge rivets in there that hold the handle on. The handle doesn't twist. It can be completely full. You can pour it completely sideways. It doesn't have almost no flex or anything. It works out. Well, I just washed everything when I got back, so it's still a little water in there. But I thought, you know what would be great? A titanium version of the Stanley Cook Cup. So I searched and searched, and you know what? I found one, but not quite. Because this, it worked great. It's all titanium. The handle is still steel, just for, I don't know if it, because expensive or heat rating or whatever, but it works exactly the same. Instead of, hopefully you guys can see this, instead of rivets, it's got 5 little spot welds. It's spot welded very, very well. You can pour this sideways. There's still no flex when you pour it, which is a big deal. If you've ever had a pot and the handle wants to twist sideways, it'll pour and it doesn't want to twist or flex. The only bad thing about it that I can find is I upgraded. I have another one here somewhere. Yep, right here. This isn't the one I used, but it's just a spare. The $5 Ozark Trail camp cups, these things are great. For $5, they're bomb proof, you can't kill them. But for lightweight and being ultra cool, I wanted to try to go with titanium stuff. I'm starting to get into the titanium stuff. I bought a Toaks. I'm not a big fan of the butterfly handles, whatever you call these. I much prefer the big, larger handles. Gives you much more of a grip. If something's hot, if you're actually putting this on the fire, you can grab these and still get a grip on them, as opposed to being right up on the cup. You can see, hopefully you guys can see that. But I much prefer these handles. If Toaks, I know it's super ultra light and whatever, but if Toaks could do a handle more like this, it would be the greatest camp cup ever. But I do recommend the Toaks. There you go, their little logo there, the Toaks camp cup. Back to the Stanley Cook Cup. It nests with your cup. You put it in your bag, it's only this big. Your little 500, I want to say these are 500 milliliters, whatever. It nests real well. The titanium Stanley, I love it, used it, worked great. Everything's good about it, except if you notice that little taper, how the Stanley tapers and the generic titanium cup doesn't. It means it will not nest. If I shove, I can go about halfway, but see, and then it does not want to come off. I have to he-man that thing off. And especially with the titanium cup with the coating, I don't even want to do it because it's hard to get off. But you can see it does not want to come off there. I mean, it's a little bit of space savings, but it's not going to want to come off here, which is the only downside to the titanium Stanley. What is this? Boundless Voyage, it says. But it's super light. It's half the weight of the Stanley. I really like this thing, except, I don't know, copyright, whatever. They should have done a taper, done something, made it taller but skinnier so it would actually nest. I hate that this doesn't nest. Again, there's the comparison. So, how much space versus weight, pretty much. We took a dozen eggs. Your generic, like I said, I just washed everything, so there's some water coming out, but just an egg carrier. It worked out good. That's all I have for my dishes. We had another couple knives, some spoons, something silly, but hopefully you guys learned something from that. One of the biggest things is, this was just a test, but using a little eyeglass case, it works awesome. Everything goes in there. It's a nice little self-contained kit. This was awesome. Hopefully that helps somebody. Check out Toby's Tricks on YouTube. I try to do stuff like this all the time. If I try something and it's good, it's bad, I try to let you know. There's some cooking videos, there's some camping videos. TOBYS, TREKS. Toby's Tricks. See you on the trail.